If you're wanting to start playing the Trickster at the beginning of the game, there's actually a way that you can unlock this vocation a lot earlier than you otherwise would be able to. It's a very interesting vocation, and if you really don't want to wait until later in the game to be able to play this, this is the video for you. One of the benefits of unlocking this vocation early is you'll actually get a more powerful weapon than what you'll be able to use at the beginning of the game, and the armor is going to be quite a bit of an upgrade as well. Now, there is going to be quite a bit of running involved to be able to unlock this, and I highly recommend making a new inn rest before trying to do this. And what I mean by inn rest is anytime you go to an inn and you pay to rest, or if you sleep at a house that you own, you'll create a new save game that'll allow you to load from last rest. This does not work at campsites, so go to any inn, rest for the night, and now we can get started. Now, to be able to unlock the Trickster, we actually need to sneak into this second area of the map. There is a border checkpoint here, and if you're far enough in the story, you can actually walk through this checkpoint. But if you have not gotten to this point, we're actually going to need to sneak around, and we're going to have to take the longer route. We will still need to get to the checkpoint rest town, and the fastest way to do this is to go to the city of Vernworth, and you are going to go to the west of Vernworth Oxcart station. If the Oxcart isn't here, you can go to this bell and you can wait for it to arrive, and then you can pay the Oxcart driver 200 gold to take you to the checkpoint rest town. If you don't know about Oxcarts, you can sit down in them and then you can doze off to be able to fast travel there. Hopefully you won't get attacked by ogres along the way like me, because they can destroy the ox cart, but otherwise you just need to get to the checkpoint rest town. And there goes my ox cart. Now, if you don't want to take the ox cart or have never been to the checkpoint rest town, you can exit out of the northwest corner of Vernworth, and you can follow this road along this path. You'll then need to go up north and follow this road here and cross this bridge across the river. Then you're going to make your way all the way down through these winding roads, and eventually you'll land in the checkpoint rest town. Now, you don't actually need to go into the checkpoint rest town. You can turn around and start heading back down this road. You're going to want to take the fork down this right path, and then you're going to follow this riverbed all the way along under the bridge and then up into the mountains. You're going to enter a cave right about here, and as you exit the cave, there's going to be a path that you can take up the right side of the mountain. You don't want to continue through this gorge. You want to go up the mountain and start climbing higher up into the mountains, where you'll encounter another road that you can follow. Now, along this road, you're going to see ogres, minotaurs, and many other things, to include perhaps a chimera and even a griffin. You can decide to fight these things, or you can run past them all, but essentially just keep continuing to follow this road, and then eventually you're going to start descending back down the other side of the mountain. You're going to continue descending down this mountain as quick as possible without fighting many things if you're a lower level. You can get great XP here if you can kill these monsters. Otherwise, you can just keep skipping ahead. You'll eventually hit the Thunderclap Cave. If you have a lantern, you can turn it on, but it's a pretty straight shot through the cave, and as you go through this, you'll come out into Batthal. You're going to be still on top of a mountain with a waterfall called the Shutram Falls. You do need to be careful here because griffins like to explore this area, and there could possibly be a dragon or a drake right down in this corner right here. But essentially, you just need to navigate down this path here and slowly take your time descending down this waterfall. Now, one of the things I highly recommend when you get to this point, if you're lower level and you don't want to fight anything, is to make sure to order your pawns to stay behind. This will prevent them from falling off the waterfall and having to rescue them. Once you descend down the waterfall, you're going to cross the river right here, and you can follow this road right along the riverbed until you get to the main road here, where you're going to cross a bridge. And as you cross this bridge, there should be an NPC nearby that's going to ask you to escort him to a location nearby. You're going to want to accept this quest, and you're just going to lead this particular NPC to where they want to go. If you don't want to deal with them walking slow, you can actually just pick up the NPC and run them straight to the location. They're going to lead you to the Irreverent Shrine. This is the location to unlock the Trickster. Once you get here, just drop the NPC, you'll complete the quest, and inside of this shrine is going to be a ghostly figure that you can talk to. After completing the conversation with this ghostly figure, you will unlock the Trickster vocation automatically. Now, while you're here at the Irreverent Shrine, you might as well head south out of here to the main road, and then you're going to follow this road all the way south. You're going to cross this bridge, and if you go up along this path, you can skirt across the little cliffs right here, and you can head to Bahkbatthal. Bahkbatthal will have a weapon and armor smith where you can buy upgrades for your Trickster if you so desire. This is a later area of the game, so the weapons and armor here are going to be pretty expensive, but if you can afford one or two things, it might definitely be worth your while. The only real weapon upgrade here is the Redolent Whisper, which is 26,500 gold, but there is a significantly better weapon that you can unlock for free, called the Whimsical Daydream. This thing is extremely powerful for the Trickster, and I do have a video on how to acquire this already. It involves actually discovering the Sphinx and solving a bunch of riddles, which I highly recommend doing as soon as possible during your playthrough. I'll leave a card on the top right corner as well as a link in the description for you to check this out if you so desire. I highly recommend it. Now, the really cool thing about this weapon too is anytime you hit anything with it, you're actually going to gain 10 gold and sometimes even 100 gold. It's a little interesting bonus. That's a fun little addition to an already amazing weapon. Now, once you unlock the vocation, you will need to head to a vocation guild. You can go to change vocation and you can acquire the Trickster for 200 DCP. Once you unlock the vocation, you will get all the base equipment that you need to be able to play the vocation. So you'll get the Bewitching Balm, the Veil of Awakening, the Robe of the Enlightened, and the Robe of Enlightened. Now, since this is technically a later game vocation, the defense and power of these items are actually not too bad. So getting this early can actually give you a nice little boost. Now that we have unlocked the Trickster, which means you've unlocked it and you've gone to a vocation guild and paid the 200 DCP to unlock it there as well, we can now find the Trickster Maister to unlock the Trickster's most powerful skill. To do this, we're actually going to need to make it nighttime, and we're going to need to go back to the Reverend Shrine. What I recommend doing is if you're still in Bahkbatthal, you can run down these roads and start heading back to the Reverend Shrine, and there's actually a campsite right next to it that you can sleep at to make it nighttime. Traveling around anywhere at nighttime is pretty rough. There are going to be skeletons that spawn in this area once it's nighttime, so just be careful of that. Now, unfortunately, at nighttime, this area will be surrounded by skeletons and other types of spiritual creatures, so I recommend coming here on one of your main classes, or letting your pawns take care of them if they can. Now, once you've made it to the shrine, what you need to do is run to the left side. You can avoid any monsters by doing this as well. You're going to find a ladder in the back. Once you make it to the top of this ladder, if you turn right and go to the front of the shrine, you're actually going to be able to find a Seeker's Token here, which is a nice little bonus. After you pick up your Seeker's Token, you're going to walk around this, and you'll get a cutscene of Leza's physical form. It's just going to be a brief conversation about seeing through her deception. Doing this will give you the Thurgist's Right, which is a tome detailing an exceptional ability for tricksters, which is the Dragon's Delusion. I believe you can also do this during the daytime. I believe you can also find the NPC there during the daytime, but I'm not 100% sure because I only found her during the nighttime the first time, and I'm not sure if she's just there during the day because you already found her once. But you can try and do this during the day. Let me know in the comments below if you find her during the daytime as well, because it would certainly make it a lot easier to unlock this early. Now, Dragon's Delusion is an interesting skill. It creates an illusionary dragon that can't deal direct damage, but it instills hostile targets with fear and even causes them to trip or flee. I have a feeling this can be useful in certain circumstances depending on your party setup, but regardless, it could be a good skill to have. Now, I do hope you all found this video useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.